Hey guys, welcome to the Gamers Addict Show. I am your host, Player1. I'm here with Captain BOGY.
Alright, Captain BOGY here. And we have a very special guest. I can't wait to see what goes on here.
We have none other than Gamers Addict member GP Hollow.
Yeah! GP in the house. Alright, come on guys, let's get it up. Let's get this energy in here. Come on now. Let's go. Let's do it.
Having me. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm very happy to be here and I'm also very excited. Despite all the glitch activity, I'm still very enthusiastic that everything will continue to go well from here on out.
How was your travels here through the warp zone? Because not too many people actually live to tell about that trip.
It was amazing. You know what? Through the warp zone, it was like clubbing.
Oh,
it was
nice.
So good. Clubbed all the way here, the whole warp zone.
Little DJ Tiesto type music?
Crazy.
We don't want to talk about
Oh,
things.
Usually when I go to a warp zone, I'm tumbling.
Actually, you grow hair usually when you go.
So talk to us about your gaming experiences. How did you first start getting into the video game world? What did it for you first?
When I believe I first ever found out about video games was thanks to this little girl I used to be friends with, and she pretty much, I grew up with her, she was like my sister, and she was the one that got me hooked on my first set of video games. And I became a nerd ever since then. I started off with the Nintendo 64, then I backtracked a little bit. I think my cousins had a Super Nintendo, and I used to like playing the Lion King game on that one. And yeah, so I pretty much went forward, and then I went back, and then now I've come to the present. So I would say I started to invest a lot of my time into video games right around my teenage years. When I was in middle school in about 8th grade, I was put in homeschool, and I only had it for 1 day for 1 hour. So I had so much free time to dedicate to exploring worlds and playing video games, and I was able to cover so much ground, and I had such a good time going through tons and tons of games and consoles. And I believe my boyfriend at the time, he had encouraged me to get a PlayStation. And I have to have been around 16 or 17, and that really opened an entire other world of just games I've never even touched or set foot in. So we started like with Oblivion, and we did a little Fat Princess, and we went a whole nother direction. I just started crossing all kinds of games, and since then I pretty much do PC gaming, Nintendo, and Sony PlayStation. Not to say I haven't touched an Xbox here and there, but it's not my preference.
So I thought you were like a geek, not a nerd.
Well, not exactly. I'm just a hobbyist, so I love everything that is in art. I love drawing. I've been drawing for as long as I can remember. I was at least a little girl. Just one of the first things that ever came to me was just drawing. And I still do it, and I still love it, and I just, everything that is art related is just a passion of mine. Cooking, sewing, reading, writing, you know, drawing, video games, anything art. I love so much. There's a passion.
Now I hear that you're a big Star Ocean fan. Talk to us about that.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, yesterday I was talking about Star Ocean. I meant to say Star Ocean Last Hope, Integrity and Faithlessness was the next one that came out.
Well, wait a minute, that was you yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Was you yesterday?
It might have been yesterday.
Huge.
Transformation.
Yeah, the warp zone must have changed something.
Maybe I'm secretly a ditto.
Oh.
So yeah, Last Hope. That was actually my first Star Ocean game. It's my second favorite RPG. My first favorite RPG is Tales of Symphonia.
That's a great game.
Best RPG ever, I swear. It's my favorite one. I love it. So the Star Ocean series, I think it's really good. I still have to backtrack on it. For some reason I always go forward and then I go back, and I gotta try out the older ones because I heard they are fantastic. But right now I've only had Last Hope and Integrity and Faithlessness in. but I definitely, Last Hope comes up to my second favorite. There's just something about that space exploration and going out with those characters that I love so much. It's so good. It's so good. It's a great experience.
Wow. Now talk to us about your experience, because you told me a little bit on the side that you did beta testing. So how does that work? Because I want to beta test. I want to get products.
And you should, really. You should take it up.
Yes, really.
All right, really? Yes, darling, you should.
Yes.
So here's my thing with beta testing. And I have to say, between all of my time that I spent gaming, beta testing was something I really enjoyed so much. So aside from RPGs, which I'm clearly very into, I really enjoyed the MMORPGs because I like the characters and the constant changing content and the aesthetic appeal, and just I've been playing MMORPGs for a very long time. One of my personal favorite titles is a very old Last Chaos by Area Games, which I believe are sold now. I think GAMGEE has Area Games. It's not what it used to be. I don't recommend anyone play that game anymore. It's done. But back in the day, it was a game that was definitely in its prime. And what brought me into beta testing was a lot changed with a lot of MMORPGs, the way that they were coming out and being presented. From back in the day when I used to play, I was in my teenage years when I would invest a lot of time in them. And to get to beta testing, how that happened was I had initially been playing MMORPGs, but I always wanted to do something new and different. I wanted to continue the exploration. I wanted to see more worlds, do more things. I wanted to learn more about the platform as a whole, other than just, I like this game, I'm gonna play it. So beta testing, typically what they do is they have packages, and different tiered packages come with different benefits. So I will be able to go and purchase a package, and it will allow me access into the game. And there's different stages. So we have like alpha or early alpha, and then we'll have like beta, beta 2, several betas, until finally the game releases. And I know that not a lot of people, they don't like to invest money in a game, especially if it's not guaranteed that it will release after its beta stage, because that happens, where it just doesn't work out and they say thank you for playing the beta, we appreciate everyone that played, but this isn't going to work out, so sorry. So a lot of people don't want to put forth that money because they don't want to take that risk.
Right.
What happens is a lot of these games in the beta phases and the alpha phases and the early access and all of that is that the money that they do collect usually comes from high interest, and those funds, they then go back into the game so that we can push out the release and be clear of the bugs and potentially any future content. And all depends on how much it does make during those beta and alpha phases. So one of the things I liked to do was I would go into these beta phases, I would stream those beta phases for personally my friends and anyone else that would happen to join me at the time, and I would showcase these different games because it would help convince some people, well, this actually looks worth the investment, or maybe I'll just wait for open beta as opposed to closed beta, or the official release, or however it works. So that's how I was able to show people what the game was about.
Okay. Now, can you tell us some of the names of some of these games that you played?
Yes, I beta tested so many games, I don't even remember some of the names, but I did beta test in Philippines, in North America, in Europe, in China.
Wow.
Yeah, in Europe, if I didn't say Europe already, I'm not sure. But it's very different to beta test in all these different places, and especially for China, it's really hard to get into the beta testing in China because they require information like a zip code, or sometimes even like a social security or a phone number, some kind of proof of residency to China. So breaking into these beta tests were pretty much a challenge, and you had to download all kinds of other programs that were not even relevant to anything, special group chat programs that are like Chinese, and you just don't know anything that it says.
I can do that with my car though. We'll hack right through it.
Some of us are not as fortunate as the mighty Player1.
Well, you know.
So for the beta tests, some of the titles, I want to say some of my absolute favorite titles. BDO was really, really good. I liked Echo of Soul. And one of my absolute top favorites is Revelations Online, which I did try that on each channel.
Wow.
I love it, and I actually recommend anybody pick up either EDO or Revelations Online. A lot of other games I tried were good, but they were not quite there. And unfortunately, I missed out on trying out, I believe, Tree of Life.
Did you ever try Rift?
I did try Rift. I did try Rift, and I enjoyed Rift, but it wasn't quite my thing.
Okay.
It wasn't quite my thing, but nonetheless, it has potential. It really does.
It did.
It definitely has.
I don't know if it's
potential.
still around, but.
So some of the genres that I like, for me personally. So for anybody out there who maybe shares the same interest or anything like that, I love my RPGs. I love my remote RPGs. I like open world games. I usually tend to prefer single player games, but every now and again I do tend to prefer a little bit more odd games. For example, with indie games, one of my absolute top favorites is Don't Starve, and I absolutely recommend everybody play that because it's great.
Don't Starve?
Don't Starve. And you can do Don't Starve together so you can play with your friends.
I usually do that when I go to a Chinese buffet and I don't starve.
Yeah.
Are you going to invite me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, a few days ago, we definitely did not starve.
Definitely. And I think
not.
the food just kept coming out.
Yeah.
Great.
And I think the last genre for me would be racers.
Racers.
Oh,
Racers.
Okay.
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 You don't like racers. I like racers.
I like Gran Turismo.
One.
Yeah. I like Gran Turismo.
Gran
Oh, okay.
Turismo, there we go. That's a very
Great
good
game.
title.
That's not bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they got more med games that you know have.
Oh, like
right.
what? Like Mario Kart?
No, actually, you like Mario Kart.
You like playing as Donkey Kong, don't you?
So guys, I think perhaps we should stay tuned. I will have a pre-recorded session, and we're going to be talking a lot about more of a deep dive in some of my gaming pasts, and it does cover a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV, so if you're one of mine watching out there, stay tuned for a blast to the past.
That's right. Thank you, GP Hollow, for
My
being
pleasure.
here. It was great. It was fun. And I can't wait to have you back.
Oh, well, we shall see.
Because you know now I get you to the warp zone, don't you?
I do, and it was a blast. My
That's right.
favorite part of the trip was the warp zone dive. So good. Thank you guys.
There you have it, folks. Thank you again for watching. We'll be right back.